All right, guys. So let's start the demo. So thank you for joining the today's demo organized by Ellipse Education. So first of all, let me go through the website of Ellipse Education, right? So this is our website. So go check out our website, Education Ellipse, in which we basically provide the training uh, from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, right? And also, I think one second, I think my screen is not visible, so let me share my screen again. All right. All right. So this is our website, Education Ellipse, right? So go check out our website. We provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in that particular industry, right? And I think the people who joined, right? So currently, 40 to 50 people joined the overall demo. So the people who the general audience who joined the training are here for either switching their career to AWS data engineering, or they want to handle a project which is there in their current company, right? So this is the general audience who joined the today's demo. And whenever you want to do both of the things, what are the things you basically need, right? Whenever you want to switch your career to a particular industry, what you want a project, you want relevant skill set, and then you want those project relevant skill set to be written in your resume. So you want a good resume, right? And then you need a mentorship, you need a personalized mentorship, right? So we provide that. We basically provide you a trainer which who is working in an industry, who will give you a real time project, who is who the trainer has worked in the past, right? And he will provide you the mentorship, right? And he will provide the mentorship in a small batch, right? So our batch size is limited, so we provide a training in a limited batch size of 10 people, right? So it's not like 100 people, 200 people are attending a batch, so that trainer can focus on their student and then provide a training, right? And also we provide an interview preparation. So suppose after the training is completed, we will help you to write the projects in the resume. We will help you with the interview question. We will also help you to make your resume. We'll also help you to take a mock interview, few mock interviews, so that you are prepared, fully prepared, right? So this is what we provide. And then we have a different courses from the Azure data engineering and also from the AWS data engineering. So today's the demo is about the AWS data engineering, right? So go check out this particular page in which you have all the details, right? So what are the prerequisite, what are the different tools we will teach, right? How much experience you can gain, right? And then we have a syllabus and everything. So go check out, and then you have the reviews and everything in the course curriculum. We'll also provide a certification after the course, right? So go check out this particular page so that you get the details about everything. Okay. Now, before coming to the demo, I was going through the general question which people have, right? So whenever people want to whenever, so this is not the first time we are taking this particular demo. We have already taken this demo multiple times in the past. And whenever people want to switch to a career, these are the general question all the guys have, right? So, and also I was going through the group, our demo group. So these are the general questions. So I was going through all the questions which people have, right? And after the demo, we will make sure that each and every question is answered, right? If you're attending the demo, each and every question is answered, right? So the demo will go in this particular flow, right? We'll make sure all of these questions are answered during the demo. So the questions such as what is data engineering? So sometimes people are not totally clear about what is data engineering in general, right? And what is basically as AWS data engineering, that is not clear. Then sometimes there's a confusion that hey Abhishek, I am a fresher, I have a career gap, I have like 5 to 10 years of experience. Can I switch? How I can switch, right? Then am I eligible for the course, right? And then I am from Power BI, I am from SSIS, I am from Informatica, I am from non-tech background. How I can switch, right? Coding is required or not? How much coding is required? How we will do live project, like 3 live project in 30 days, right? And how we'll practice on Azure, how we'll practice on AWS, right? How we'll totally practice on AWS, that is a question. How much experience I can show, right, by doing this particular the whole learning. how we'll approach the interview, how we'll handle the scenario based question, right? All of these questions are there, right? And then the recordings will be given or not. So these are the general question which people have. So I have written down all the questions, right, before coming to the demo. Okay. All right. So now the whole demo will go in this particular flow, right? 1 second. Let me open a slide. Give me a moment. All right. So the whole demo will go in this particular flow in which, like, first of all, we will understand what is cloud, why cloud is important, and then why and what of data engineering, then tools to learn, coding is required or not, who can learn, then the roadmap, right? And then the courses, the projects, where we'll practice, right? And then recordings, how recordings will be given, how we'll practice for the interview preparation, all of that, right? So the whole demo will go in this particular flow, and then during the demo, we'll also give you the chances so that you can ask questions, right? So suppose after the introduction, after understanding why cloud, what is cloud, what is why and what of data engineering, tools to learn, coding is required or not, uh, we will stop for some time and then you can ask questions, right? And then we will go for who can learn roadmap, and then like all of this, the courses, projects, roadmap, and then we'll stop for some time, then you can ask question, right? And then we will cover up the other part, right? How we can practice the recordings, and then the certification to do, salary to expect, and all of that. Then then we will stop and you can ask questions, right? And after the complete demo, please stay till the end of the demo, right? The will give you the exciting offers for the enrollment of the course, right? So that please stay till the end of the demo so that each and every question is answered, right? So this is overall flow for the complete demo. Okay. All right. So first of all, I will introduce myself. I am Abhishek Agarwal, and then I basically teach on Azure data engineering in education ellipse, and with me, like this particular training will be taken care by one of my good colleague who is Vale. So I will now hand over to Vale, like for the taking the demo going forward. Okay. So now, Vale, can you please like share your screen and then take the whole demo after this? Vale, are you there? 1 second, I will give you a chance so that you can unmute yourself. All right, I think you can unmute yourself now.
Hi, Abhishek. Yeah. Hi, everyone. So,
One
Yeah, hello.
second.
Abhishek, I need access for sharing also.
Yeah, all right. So 1 second. All right, Vale. So you can start with your introduction and then I will give you the access for this sharing and then you can
Yeah,
like, yeah. All right.
sure. So, hi, my name is Vale Murugan. You can call me Vale. I have like around 15 years of experience and 8 years on the data engineering side. So I've been working on backend and then architecture of solutions. So I worked with different companies before, and then at present I'm doing consulting and then freelancing work. So I have used Spark for around 6 to 7 years, and then I was in on-premises working on Hadoop, high big data processing. Then I moved into cloud. I used like AWS and then Databricks and then Azure also. So I've used different data engineering practices and then architecture and then developed and then solution the different enterprise solutions. So that is about myself.
All right. Yeah, so Will, you can share your screen now to
Yeah.
take the demo further. Yeah, 1 second, I will give you. Yeah, now I think you can share your screen now.
Okay. Yeah, good. So as Abhishek said, this is the agenda for the day. So first, let us see like why cloud and what is cloud. And then we'll see why data engineering is required in an organization or an enterprise. Then we'll see modern data platforms and then AWS top data engineering services. And then we will see tools to learn and other questions we'll see. First, let us start with why cloud. Like as an enterprise, we know that enterprises are using different resources. They in on-premises, they need a lot of machines for hosting applications. They need database. They need like data centers for hosting the applications and running it. And they need infrastructure and then the teams to manage it, which is very complicated. And it's not easy for a enterprise to work on that than their core business. Their core business is if they are doing a banking is their core business. Application, they have to develop application related to banking. If it is retail, they have to develop applications related to retail. So that is their core business, not infrastructure. So cloud helps you to like take on-demand infrastructure. That means I have AWS account. I can quickly go and create machines on the AWS. I can go to EC2, create Linux machines or Windows machines, and then use Linux machines and Windows machines quickly. So I can take it, I can create account and pay that account and use it. So like this for enterprise, it's easier. Pay and use the resources. Like that, I can set it up. I want database, I can go and set it up. I want like storage accounts. I want to do machine learning. I want to do web applications. So everything on the cloud. So if you see, for example, in AWS, you have a lot of services. So there are like, so you can see here a lot of services. So and services are depending upon the business they do. So for example, if you're into analytics, if you're into database, so based on that, you can see compute, there are a lot of services. Storage, there are database, you can see if you want MySQL, NoSQL database, you can create the thing on the cloud. So cloud helps you organization to cut down their time and then money by providing the resources. That is what cloud is. And also you are teams are working remote in different places and different areas, so they can easily connect it to the cloud environment and use the infrastructure and use it. So that helps company to save cost and money. And in cloud, you can use software as service, platform as service, infrastructure as service. That means I can buy a Linux machine and set up my applications and run all my applications on the top of Linux machines. That is infrastructure as service. We're buying Linux machine like OS and then using it. A platform as service, they're providing you the platform. Like they're providing a platform and then you are using the platform and running, using the, like on top of the platform, you're going to install application and use it. Software as services, they provide a software as a service. So you are using the software and then you are directly working, the end users as an end user, you're working with the software. So your cloud providers can provide different services and which is easier for enterprise to use it and then pay it easily. So that is why cloud plays a major role. So, the cloud, we have discussed about cloud. So next we'll see why data engineering and what is data platform. Okay, so we discussed cloud makes your teams, resources, and then infrastructure easier. Now let us see what is data platform. So data platform, it's like in the current last 5 years, if you see, the intelligence of a company is growing popular. Like they have advanced analytics, they have machine learning, they have artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of data systems across the company, and that they call it as data platform or data product, data as a product. So, so how can they do it? They have a lot of business unit across the company. So I'll mute. I'm getting some background noise. So there are a lot of in enterprise, there are a lot of business unit in the organization. Like if you take an enterprise, right? They have sales, they have finance, they have inventory, they have procurement. Like that, there are multiple small business unit in the organization, and each has their own products. For example, some sales may use ERP, so like finance may use SAP. Like that, individual like Salesforce or CRM, different applications will be used by different functional groups in organization. So all this different like business unit are producing data. So they become the producers. So you from all this business unit, the data are collected, and from that only you are going to do intelligence. So if I want to see the revenue of a company for the last 1 month or last 6 months, I cannot go to one business unit and get the revenue. I need to collect data from various business units. Then only I can get the final figure. For that, I need to collect data from my sales and then finance and then my different departments in organization. So I need to collect data from different enterprise products here. Then only I can generate a report for last month or last 6 month revenue. So that helps you to company to take decisions. So the important factor is, so you are collecting data from different sources. So the source systems are called data producers. So the producers can be any systems, legacy systems or cloud-based systems or ERP systems or enterprise systems can be data producers. So who are your consumers here? So consumers are the person using your data here. So the data are used by analysts for visualizing the data in dashboards or used by a top level management to take decisions. So by the dashboards, they are taking business decisions. So for example, based on the revenue report, they take decisions how the product is generated for the last 1 month. Based on sales, they can make decisions how the product is selling for the last 1 month or last 6 months. So and then trend analysis they can do. So all this thing, the consumers are the one who is going to do. So data engineering team is the one who acts between the data producers and data consumers. So data engineering team uses different services, different tools for doing this to collect this data, transform it, and then store it into a centralized place so that consumers can use it. So if you see the old data platform, right? So like 5 years back or 10 years back, this is what a data platform is. So where you are producing data from different data sources, and there were a enterprise data warehouse which will be collecting this data, and the data will be stored in data warehouse and data marts. So data marts are the individual business unit storage here. So that will be used by the analytics and then dashboards, and it will be accessed by the end users. That is how the old data platform was there. In the modern data platform, let us see the modern data platform. So in modern data platform, so you have, other than business intelligence, dashboards, analytics, we have machine learning, AI, and then predictive analytics, like lot of descriptive analytics, lot of intelligence actually. So the consumption layer has grown like anything in the last few years. So the consumption layer is where your data platform plays a major role now. So if in a modern data platform, if you see the data sources are growing like anything, there are 100 and 200 or 500 data sources in an organization. So it can come from different systems, and your consumption layer has grown like anything. So I need to organically organize this data and then evolve this data and then use it in a right. For that, companies build data warehouse and data lakes and lakehouse architecture. So what is data lake? What is data warehouse? What is lakehouse? So, so if you see, we have seen database. Database is nothing but you store the data, and the data is stored in database. So database, I can store structured data. So structured data is the data are in rows and columns. I can store the data in a database. Problem with the databases, it cannot scale. So it cannot scale after a point of time. But at present use case, the volume of data is huge. And for a modern data platform, the volume of data is going to be huge because we are getting data from different enterprise systems here. And enterprise systems are having huge amount of data. So that data to store it and then use it into the consumption layer, run some bigger analytical query, your database will not fit in. So your database are meant for OLTP problems. That means online transaction processing. So that means only the faster transaction of data, you can store it into your database. Then what about historical data? What about like last 10 years or trend, all this data? So to do business analytics or machine learning, you need historical data. I cannot do machine learning with last 6 month data. I need last at least 10 years or 5 years of data to do machine learning or AI. So you need all this data. So how we can access it? So companies use data warehouse and data lake. So in the OLAP layer, OLAP is online analytical processing layer. So why data warehouse? Why data lake? So data warehouse are meant for storing structured data. So I can have structured data stored in my data warehouse. So I can have a stage layer, I can bring to the stage layer and then transform it and store the structure. So you can do analytics on top of that. You can run big analytical workloads on that and get the output. So that can be used by the consumers. But what about unstructured data? What about semi-structured data? So you get semi-structured data like JSON. When you have web applications, when you have IoT systems, when you have sensors, which are going to send semi-structured data like JSON, like a CSV format of data. So that is why data lake came into picture. In data lake, you can store semi-structured data, unstructured data also, along with structured data. So company use data warehouse also, they use data lake also. So and then different teams use both the layers. So consumption teams can be a analytics team or machine learning team. So they can use both this data for their data engineering purpose. So as a data engineer, we work on all these places. We work on data warehouse. We work on the ingestion layer. That means collecting the data from various sources. So ingestion layer is first layer where we collect the source data from different sources. That source can be flat files. It can be JSON. It can be like a streaming data also. So you collect various sources and store it, and you run analytical query, and the data is stored in the like used in the consumption layer. Okay, so this is what modern data platform. So other than this, we saw about data warehouse, data lake. So if you see the difference of data warehouse and then data lake, as I said before, data warehouse has strict governance, strict ingestion, integration, quality of data because it stores raw, like structured data. So your data warehouse has like quality of data, whereas data lake doesn't have quality. It has low quality. You need to, it is a raw form of data you're storing. As it is unstructured, semi-structured data, you can dump any data into data lake. So that is the problem with data lake. Then the Lakehouse architecture came in, which is the combination of both. Lakehouse architecture is integrated future of your warehouse and data lake, where on top of your Lakehouse, you are trying to build the warehouse future. So that is what Lakehouse architecture is. In that, you are bringing strong integrity, governance, and quality for your data. So with cloud platforms, company use all this different data architectures. So they build data warehouse, they build data lakes, they build Lakehouse architecture. Okay, so in an organization, when you work on a project, you may work on data warehouse, you may work on data lake, you may work on Lakehouse architecture. So it's important as a data engineer, you need to understand all this different storage systems actually. So if you see initially I said right, data producers are there, data consumers are there, and as a data engineer, we work on ETL, that means ingestion, transforming, storage. So we build data pipelines. We work on data warehouse. We work on Lakehouse. That means we work on the data warehouse, Lakehouse architecture, and unstructured data, semi-structured data, batch processing, streaming. So we work on this. So that is what data platform and then data engineers role is in an enterprise. So what about which enterprise use it? All the enterprise has their data platform because in all the organizations they have analytics, they have machine learning, they have AI because to improve the customers and then to improve the business, make customer engaging, they need machine learning, AI, and then analytics. For that, they have data platform. And for data platform, you need to collect data from various sources and then do the ingestion and store the data and process it so that you can use it for the consumption thing. So why we are going to go for AWS here? So let us see that. So that is the next one. So why AWS here? So and in AWS, what tools we are seeing? So I showed first initially when I showed AWS has a lot of services. So they have a lot of services. So as a data engineer, we use only few services. There are few services which we use it very regularly. So that is what we are going to focus. As I said, we are going to build a data platform, and in the data platform we are going to use database, we are going to use data warehouse, we are going to use data lake, And we are going to do ingestion of data. We are going to do processing of data, and then consumption layer. Consumption layer, we are not going to build machine learning here. We are going to not going to do some intelligence here. We are going to just build the ingestion, storage, and processing layer. As a data engineer, these are the layers we work. So that is what we are going to do it. So that is what we are focusing for that. So these are the tools we use it in the data engineering. So if you see, these are the tools which we use it very regularly in the AWS. So even though there are a lot of services in AWS, for data engineering, we are focusing on this tools. So we are going to use S3 for storage. So ingestion data is stored into S3. So S3 is a data lake where I can store raw data. So in S3, you can store raw data also. You can store structured data also. And you can store data with metadata also. So you can build a lake house on S3. So that is what we are going to see it. When you're doing project, we are going to do that also. We're going to build a lake house also. So we'll be seeing S3 and we will be seeing RDS. RDS is a database service. That means in EC2, you can create MySQL, you can create SQL Server, like different database and RDS. So we'll be focusing on that, and we are going to create a database and then use the data in the processing layer. And we will focus on DynamoDB. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database. So we will try to create a service on that. And then Kinesis. Kinesis is like a streaming system where lively you will process the data and then you will store it. So here, even though we are saying RDS, DynamoDB, Kinesis, this all services are just creating and then like configuration stuff. You are not going to do any code here. You are just creating a connection and then creating a database. You are creating a table. That is what you do. So we did not do any stuff here. So in S3, you are putting the data. So we did not write code here. So where we'll be writing code? In the processing layer, in the data processing and then even processing layer. So that means in the ingestion layer, you may be writing code, or processing layer, you are going to write code. So there you will use glue. We are going to use glue for doing the ETL. So why glue here? Because we are going to use Spark and Python and SQL. We are going to build ETL.
జాంగో నువ్వెందుకు నేర్చుకుంటావు పైథాన్ కదా జావా
So we are going to build ETL using SQL or Python on top of Spark. Spark is a distributed computing framework which allows you to run like heavy workloads here. As I said before, we are going to have huge amount of data. That data, we are going to process it distributed on a multiple machines. For that only, we are going for glue here. So with the glue, you can dynamically scale it up, create multiple machines, and then you can like run heavy workloads on glue. So I can save like millions of data here using glue. So that is the advantage of glue. So we'll be writing SQLs or Python here. So you can learn Spark if you have understanding on SQL, or if you have good understanding on Python. Any of this would is enough to write Spark code. Then we will write Lambda for event-driven process. So that means I want to process streaming data, or I want to trigger the file arrival of near real-time data. For that, we are going to use Lambda. So we'll be using glue and then Lambda. For Lambda, we need to know a little bit on Python, because Lambda will be using Python for writing the code here. So with the glue, if you have SQL knowledge, we can do. So with the glue, you can do the transformations. You can write ETL using SQL. With Lambda, you have to write some Python code. Python code will be basic code, which you can easily understand it. And in the data processing here, so first, whatever we saw was ingestion of data and then collecting of data. So let me change it to slide mode. So like in the collection layer, we are going to use S3, we are going to use RDS and then DynamoDB. And in the event processing, we are going to use Lambda glue. So we'll be writing ETL using Glue, using Spark here. And in the data processing layer also, we will not be using EMR. We are going to use Glue. Why Glue? Because Glue is serverless and we can scale up easily. So in EMR also, you can write Spark code, but we are not going to use EMR. So we are going to use Glue. So here, so data event processing, that means ingestion of data, I'm going to write Glue code. In the data processing, I'm going to write Glue code. I'm going to write Spark and then Glue. And in the data analysis, we are going to use Athena. So we are going to use Athena for writing simple like workflows, writing simple analysis query. We are going to use Athena here. So what about complex analytical queries? What about complex data pipeline? We are going to use Snowflake for that. So like we are not going to use Redshift because even though here you can see Redshift is there, but Snowflake is preferred then Redshift. And at present, in the like in the current scenario, a lot of companies are using Snowflake for the data warehouse solutions. That means for building analytical workloads, they use Snowflake. So we will be using Snowflake, and Snowflake is built on top of like S3 here. So we are going to use that S3 storage layer, and then we are going to like process the data on the analytical query. We are going to run it on Snowflake. So that is what we are going to do. And if you see again here, so this is what I was telling, right? So if you see here, uh, so ingestion, orchestration, cataloging, data processing, target and consumption. So these are the various level in a data engineering. So if you see in a data engineering system, we do ingestion of data. So ingestion of data, I can do it like in different ways for different systems. So if it is an on-premises database, I will use different way. Like I can use a service like AWS database migration service, or I can write a Glue like a ETL process and then do it. Or if I want to do streaming of data, I use Kinesis here. Like that, ingestion layer, you are going to process the data from various sources. And in the orchestration layer, you are going to use Glue workflow. So you are going to create workflow on Glue. So that means I'm going to create data pipeline on Glue workflow and then run the data pipeline to process this data. And in the cataloging, we are going to use Glue catalog. And in the data processing, we are going to use again Glue. And in the data target, we are going to use Snowflake. We are not going to use Redshift. We are going to use for data warehouse scenario, we are going to use Snowflake. Data lake, we will use S3. So we are going to use both. That means we are going to use, for some scenario, we'll use data lake. And for some scenario, we are going to use data warehouse. So we are covering the enterprise major scenarios. That means the enterprise may use, for few scenario, they may use data lake, and few scenario, they may use data warehouse, and lot of scenario, they may use lakehouse architecture. So we'll try to cover a lot of scenarios here. And then once the data is stored into warehouse, then you can use visualization tools like Power BI or QuickSight or Tableau to visualize the data. And you can build your dashboards and then see the data. So we will be like working on, we'll be learning most used services from this data engineering architecture. So that means we'll be learning top used service. That means you can see here, these are the service we'll be learning. And then on the data warehouse scenario, we are going to see Snowflake. So any questions from anyone? So on so far on the why data platform, why data engineering? Any questions on this?
Sir, is Snowflake knowledge required?
Can
Hello.
you repeat it? What was the question?
Snowflake knowledge is required.
No, no. We are going to help you to like run some basic queries on Snowflake, how to install trial version of Snowflake. So you can install trial version and create database. We are going to tell you how to create database, how to create tables. So we will tell you, but it may be quick. We are not going to go step by step and do it because this we are going to focus on data engineering scenario. So we are not going to cover all the use case on Snowflake. So we are going quick, we'll be going very fast on Snowflake. and we will cover most of the data engineering scenario, so that we are going to show you, but we'll show basic things which are required, like creating table, how to put data, how to create stage, and how to use the AWS files here, like that basics things, everything we will be covering. So you don't need a
Sir, is
Snowflake
a
knowledge.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, is a basic Python knowledge is enough for advanced Python knowledge required?
Basic Python knowledge is enough, and you need to know SQL.
Okay. So SQL is advanced SQL.
Basic SQL is enough.
Okay, okay.
So the other thing I just wanted to tell is,
So one more question I have.
yeah.
So do we have Databricks in this course, or where we do PySpark in this?
So we are going to use Glue. We are going to write Spark on Glue here. We are not going to use Databricks. So for Databricks, we have another course which is on Azure. So it's other course where you use Azure, and then we have Azure Databricks. Here we are going to use Glue. We will run Spark on Glue here. So if you see here, in Glue, you can create Spark jobs and then run the Spark code here on Glue. And the other thing is also we are going to write same Spark code on the Snowflake also. So you can use SnowSpark. So we are going to use Spark on two places here. One is on the Glue, another is on the Snowflake itself. So the thing is, when I'm going to use huge workloads, when I'm going to process huge amount of data, we will use Spark. Otherwise, I'll write SQL. In the Snowflake, I'll write SQL. So in Snowflake, you can write SQL. You can write Spark both, data frame code here. So we are going to use both. Some scenario we'll be writing SQLs, and some scenario we'll be writing data frame and then Spark code and use SnowSpark in Snowflake.
Okay, got it. Real-time data processing is covered, Kafka or Kinesis, something like that.
We'll be covering Kinesis. We are not going to cover Kafka, but I'll tell you how it works. I'll show a little bit on that, but we are not going to cover deeper into Kafka.
So
But Kinesis,
will do that all services AWS you have mentioned in your PPT, or we are using only that things we are using on projects?
the projects, right? You are asking about project. So we are going to build this project. That is what you're asking, right?
Yes. So we'll learn only those services we are using on our project, or we'll learn all things, all services.
Some like a few are, for example, few services which are important, like add on then this services. For example, I have a workflow. I have a workflow which is created in Glue. When I trigger the workflow, I need Event Bridge for scheduling and triggering it. So we need to know a little bit on Event Bridge.
Right.
Okay, and then we need SNS for triggering emails. Like that, few required services we will be learning, which will be the add-ons that we may not spend a lot of time there. We will just use the services and do it. So we may use like notification service, CloudWatch. For logs, we may use CloudWatch. So like that, we will use few services which are add-on services, but focus will be on this services major.
Thank you.
What would be the timings of this course? Actually, I missed initial part.
Yeah, we will discuss at class the timing. It will be covered in the later section. Timing and the details,
Maybe
everything
you
will
can
be covered.
showcase some kind of experience, right, after this course, or
Yeah. So that will be covered. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
So far we have seen why data engineering, what is a modern data platform, and what is like a top data engineering services. So like as I said, we are going to focus on Spark here. Why Spark specifically, right? Spark, if you learn Spark, it's a distributed computing for processing a larger workload. So I have 100 million of data, or like a 1 terabyte, or like a huge data sitting in data lake. So as I said before, for analytics, for machine learning, you need to process this data, and then you are going to do a lot of analysis on this data. So if I have to process, I need more machines here. So for scaling up, I need to go for cluster frame. For that cluster framework, you can use Databricks, you can use Glue, you can use Fabric, like Azure as Fabric, like different tools are there. Different tools are there based on cloud. So if you're using Azure, you have different tools. If you're using AWS, you have different tools. But underlying, if you see Spark is the language, it's a language which is used across. So if you learn Spark, you can easily adapt on different platforms. So that is why we are going deeper into Spark, so that if you learn that, you can easily adapt on different platforms. So that is why we will concentrate more on Spark, on Glue, and then we will focus on the services, data engineering services. We will focus on batch processing and streaming processing. We will take a few use cases, and then we will see how batch processing works and then streaming works with some like a real data. So that means like we are generating data, something related to the real world, and then we are going to do it. So that is what we are trying to do it. And if you see, this is what the project which we will be covering it, where in the project we are going to consume data from different sources. The source data may be in CSV, the source data can be in JSON, or it can be a database. Data can come in database. That data we are going to get into stage layer in the S3, and we are going to like process the data using a medallion architecture. That means we are going to build a medallion architecture on S3. So here I have a bronze layer, silver layer, and analytical layer. So three layers we have. So raw data will be there in the landing area. And then the process data will be in the cleansed one. And the aggregated data will be in there in the analytical layer. So that data can be used for analytics. So that is how we are going to build it on S3. And we are going to use Athena to write some SQLs and analyze this data. So for analysis, we are going to use Athena. And for building data marts and building data models, we will go for Snowflake. So that is the next use case we will do it, where we will try to build a data model on the Snowflake and then store this data into the data model. And from Snowflake, it can be accessed by the visualization tools like QuickSight or Power BI. So from the tools, they can access these tables and build dashboards. So they can build the dashboards for different business units here. So data marts will be there in Snowflake, and that will be used by the consumption layer here. So that is the one project which we will be building, where we are going to take different data and then we are going to process it using a medallion architecture. That is one project. And the other one is you have data stored in different places. Like data is stored in a database like a MySQL and DynamoDB, different places. So the data we are going to process the data, collect the data, and then process it, and then visualize it. And here it's going to be, we are going to build a data model on Snowflake, and the data will be stored into the data warehouse. So once the data is stored here, and that data, on top of the data, we are going to run analytical query here. So this is more of a data warehouse use case, where the data is collected and it's ingested into the data warehouse, and we are going to run analytical query on the data warehouse here. So that is the second use case. And the third use case is about streaming. One second. So third use case is about streaming, where we are going to collect data, mock-up data on Kinesis, JSON data which is streamed, and then store it into Snowflake using Snowpipe. That means we are going to integrate S3 with Snowflake here using Snowpipe, and process this data lively using streams and tasks in Snowflake. So that data will be collected using streams, and then task, the real-time data will be stored in the aggregated layer in Snowflake, and that will be used for analytics. Okay, that is the project which we'll be covering. So let me go back. So far, we have covered in modern data platform tools to learn. So we are going to learn Glue, Athena, S3, Spark here, Lambda, and Snowflake here. So these are the things we are going to learn. And here we are going to spend a lot of time on Glue. And Athena, we are not going to spend a lot of time here because that is more of an SQL query engine. So we are not going to spend a lot of time there. Spark, we are going to spend a lot of time here. And Lambda, we will write some simple event processing. We are not going to spend a lot of time in Lambda because For data engineering use case, we will cover few scenarios here. We are not going to cover a lot of scenarios. And Snowflake, we are going to spend a lot of time because we will be covering data warehousing models and then real-time use case, streaming of data, everything we are going to cover in Snowflake. So next thing is how to use these tools. So we need to have AWS account to create the services to try this. So you can create AWS free tier account so that you can use few of the services for free. Like a few of the services are free and few services are cost. So there is a 12 months free version where you can use like few services, like you can see RDS is free, S3 is free till 5 GB it's free, DynamoDB is free, like that. Lambda is free. Like few services are cost. So if you see Glue is, I think it's cost, but the cost is less there. It's not that costly. But like for a lot of services are free here. You can create a trial account. You can use that for AWS services. And for Snowflake, again for Snowflake, you can create trial account. So it's a 1 month trial account. You can create it using your email ID, and we are going to use that. So that is the tools we are going to use it. So that is the tools we are going to use it on cloud and then on the AWS platform. So you can subscribe to those account and then use it for 30 days. Next question is the common questions here. How much is the coding required? Like you need to have basic knowledge in SQL and basic knowledge in Python because we are going to write ETL transformations here. As a data engineering, the basic thing is we are going to transform the data from one structure to other structure. For that, we may use SQL or Python here. So a lot of transformations we can write it on SQL. Same transformation I can write it on Python. So it's like if you are good in SQL or if you are good in Python, you can take up this course. So that is the coding you need, and basic level is required. You don't need advanced coding because for data engineering, you are not going to write advanced queries here. Always the data engineering solutions, the queries we write are going to be in simple form. We are not going to write complex queries here. We are going to write simple queries. So basic knowledge of SQL and basic knowledge of Python would help. Next, who can learn it? Anyone, like freshers or 5 years, less than 5 years, or everyone can learn it because this program is for everyone. Where if you have basic knowledge on Python, SQL, you can learn this. And the roadmap. Let us see the. So this is what the roadmap where we'll be starting on basics of cloud computing. Then we will get into AWS services. And for data engineering, what are the services are covered? Then we will get deeper into what is OLAP, what is OLTP, and then data warehouse systems. Then Snowflake architecture, AWS different services. Then we will see what is EC2, basics of AWS, right? So this we'll see on basics of AWS. Then we will get into Spark. So we are going to understand basics of Spark. What is RDD? What is data frame? And how to use data lake. So how to use S3, how to run your distributed computing, and what are the different files you are going to use it, CSV, JSON, Parquet, what are the different files you're going to use it, and different transformation technique in Spark, and how to run. So when we are starting this, we'll be running Glue. So how to run Glue scripts and how to run distributed computing here. Then we will go a little bit on complex JSON structures, complex data frame. And we will be using a different database and different like NoSQL database, RDBMS here. From Glue, we are going to connect it and process the data. So that we will see. Then we will use Athena. We are going to use create tables on Athena and then do write crawler and then write SQLs on Athena. That is what we're going to do. Then we will be doing Lambda. We will be writing some Lambda functions for simple event trigger functions. We are going to write Lambda functions. That is what we are going to do. Then we will go through a little bit on Spark optimization on Glue, how to do some performance monitoring optimization on Glue. Then we will focus on Snowflake, where we'll set up the trial account, set up the stage, create the database, all the environment required for Snowflake. And then cover like how to use external stage and how to like do transformations, how to write queries here. And then we will be using JSON semi-structured data, how to do bulk loading using Snowspark. So we'll be starting Snowspark. We'll be running like a Spark here on Snowflake. Then we will be discussing about streaming, how to use stream, how to do build Snowpipe, and then build streaming analytics on Snowflake. So that is what we will do. And we will build a CD implementation and medallion architecture. So here we'll be working on projects also. We'll be building projects also, and we'll be learning also. Both we'll be doing. So we will not be seeing theoretically all this thing, right? We are going to implement a project, and also we'll be seeing all this concept. That is the structure of the programmers. We are going to build the projects, and then we are going to learn the concepts. That is how we are going to build it. So any question on this? On the roadmap, on the course?
Yeah, I have a question, right? Like a couple of questions actually. So,
Yeah.
usually the data engineer role usually involves like cost optimization, scaling for the end-to-end ETL pipelines, right? And we have a lot of questions in data engineering regarding that. How do you optimize the ETL pipeline to reduce the cost with different scenarios? So, will those be covered or not?
Cost optimization?
Yeah, especially the data engineer role includes that one as well, right? Scaling end-to-end pipelines, cost optimization, so that less resources are used less to save the company's cost. And there are different
So
questions regarding it.
what we will discuss is how to optimize your workflow. So that means I have a long running data pipeline. How to optimize it? How efficiently to design your data pipeline. So that is
Mhm.
what we will be discussing. So we are not going to discuss about cost optimization strategies here. How to like optimize your cloud cost. That we are not going to discuss. But we will be discussing on data pipelines. So how your workflows, like how do you optimize your workflows and how efficiently you can design your pipeline so you can reduce costs. That we will be discussing on that scenarios.
Because there are a lot of questions for if we appear for AWS data engineering or any like Azure data engineering, right? There are a lot of questions with scenario based, especially on this as well, right? So I just wanted to have clarity on that. Yeah, and I do have another question like are we covering the streaming services as well, like real-time data processing in
So
this
we'll be connect like using stream like Kinesis here for streaming the data and then processing the data. And then we will be using like Snowpipe here for covering the streaming service. We are not going to see all the AWS streaming services, right? So we are not going to focus on all the streaming services. We are going to focus on Kinesis and Firehouse here. So like we will use few services. We are not going to focus on all the services.
oh, okay. Yeah,
So
thank
we are
you.
going to focus on most used services and optimized and efficient data pipeline for streaming the data. That is what we are going to focus.
Sure, thank you.
So any questions from anyone? So on the roadmap, on the projects.
So this is for more experienced people also, like I have around 8.5 years of experience.
So you're asking if I have more experience, will this be useful? Or you're asking us like if I am new?
Yes. Because I have 8+ years of experience.
Yeah, this would be this is like we are designing a data pipeline on the cloud for a data engineering solution. So for designing and optimizing the data pipeline, so this would be useful for experience person.
Okay.
Will it be Covering a CI/CD as well on this?
We will see like a simple use case, but we are not going to get deeper into like CI/CD pipelines here. So that means we will at last we will cover once I complete my transformations workflow, how to create cloud formations and deploy your code. So that we will cover a basic one. So we are not going to get deeper one. So that means for a data engineer, I use a cloud formation for few things. I am not a DevOps person. I am data engineer. For a data engineer, what is required? How to convert your workflow using cloud formation, how you can automate it. That is what we will see.
Okay, thanks. And on a daily basis, how many hours of course we are looking for this one? The 30 days course?
So the duration will be covered later. I think Abhishek will be covering that.
Okay, got it.
It will be like 1.5 hours or 1 hour mostly. That is what it will be.
Okay, thanks.
1 hour, it'll maximum go for 1.5 hours.
And those three use cases which you mentioned, right? That one you
Yeah.
will be doing as a demo, is it? Or
Yeah, this we will be learning and then we will be doing all these projects also.
okay, so it's a kind of co-development.
Yeah, it's like
When you
we will be developing this and then we will be learning on this also. So this use
okay,
case, we will be implementing at the end of this course, we will be implementing this use case.
okay. So I mean, will there be any use cases given for us to develop separately, or these three will be the one we will also replicate?
So
From
we will be giving some work also on the course itself. We are going to give some assignments also for you guys to do it, and you will be trying the same work which we are assigning it, so that you will learn also. While this we are building it, you will be learning this also, and later we will be giving some assignments also, so based on this course.
Okay, Ken, thanks.
So any questions from anyone? Few questions like S3 will be taught in details. So S3 is a storage layer. We are going to store data into S3 here. I'm going to store different type of data, and we are going to store CSV, Parquet, different format of data here. And we are going to store like a metadata also on the. That is what we are going to. As a data engineer, we are going to use S3 as a storage layer for ingestion of data. That is what we are going to learn. We are not going to see different storage techniques there in S3, not on the S3 services here. So we are not into AWS services here. So to learn more about S3, we are going to use the services here for data engineering practices. That is what you're going to do.
So once we complete this course, or I don't know if during the process of this course, right? Are we having some, or maybe at the end, mock preparation or something preparation for if you want to do Azure data engineering certification, right? After
Yeah.
we take this course or something like that, are we having mock for that, or how are you progressing with that in the course?
So we will be mock interview, you mean, or you mean
No, I mean for like, let's say we have to give
certification?
a Azure data certification exam, right? Once we take this course.
So at present, we don't have any mock certifications. We help you for the mock interview, but for certification, we don't have any mock data.
Oh, okay. Because I just want to make sure, like, once we take the course, that it will become feasible and easy for us to go for certification exam,
So
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
I can
but
I can add on
yeah.
that. So Samir, we will be giving you questions which you can practice for the certificate, like AWS certificate. This is what we can give to you so that you can like practice those questions and then appear for the exam. This is what we can do for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, Avish. Thank you.
So any questions from anyone on the tools to learn, roadmap, projects? and where to practice. If you don't have questions,
I can take this up now.
yeah, you can take it over. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So thank you, Vale, for introduction, right? So now I will just like go through the other topics, as in like sometimes there is a question that hey, this is like 30 days, right? So now how you will cover everything in 30 days? So guys, it's basically like a approximate time to cover up the whole syllabus, right? So suppose it depends on the overall batch how much time it will take, right? So the 30 days is not like 1 month, like daily we are learning and it's completed, because it's not feasible. We can teach in 30 days, but it's not possible for you guys to learn in 30 days because you need to practice as well at the same time, right? So the whole course will go approx for 2 months, right? And then in the 2 months duration of time, the course will be completed. Sometimes it's extended to 2.5 months because sometimes the students are more curious, they're asking more doubts during the sessions, right? So it will be like 2.5 months, and then it will take approx 30 days to cover up the syllabus. Sometimes the classes are extended, sometimes it's completed soon, right? And now sometimes there's also a confusion that Abhishek, like if I go to YouTube, right, and if I type Athena, or if I type like glue, I have so many videos, right? So why I should register for this particular course, right? So that is a question sometimes. So the why what we are providing different is whenever you want to switch. Suppose I am a data analyst and I want to learn data engineering, right? So I can go to YouTube and learn from free, but like where we make it, like where we come and where we can help you is like suppose Vale is already working as a AWS data engineer in the past, so he has done multiple projects, right? So he can basically suggest you and guide you what to learn exactly. If you go to the YouTube, you will get confused there because there are so many videos to watch, right? So this particular program is made in such a way that you are efficiently using your time and you are devoting the time in a proper structured manner, right? So suppose this particular course is recently completed by Whale, right? Here, like if you see, after every class there is a homework, every class there is a homework, and it is structured in such a way that after all the classes, right, we are also doing in the projects in between, right? If you see, like this is all the classes and homework, and then all the notebooks are given to you whenever we are practicing, right? And then after all the classes we are also covering the scenario based question, right? And then like this medallion architecture project, so you will see the projects implemented in the real time during the class, right? So all the classes has been implemented by Whale, if you see, on the real time, right? So we are implementing everything on the real time, and then doing things, right? So whenever you switch, what are the things you need basically the skill set, right? And then you need projects. So we are helping you to that, right? We are basically providing the skill set, and then we are helping you to the project. Then we will basically give you, like we'll help you with the scenario based question to be answered, right? And then how to introduce yourself, how to explain the project, and then we will write all the project explanation, right? And then we'll give you all the project explanation to you. Then we will give you the sample resume. So once the project is completed, you can make your resume by giving, like by using all the sample resume. And then we'll give you the interview questions, right? So all the different interview question will be given to you, all the company based interview question is given to you. So it's a whole structured program designed in such a way that like you are basically learning in a structured manner, and then you can interact with the real time tutors who is working in the industry, and then you can do the projects, and then you can write the project in the resume, and then you can prepare the interview question, and then you can appear for the interview, right? So this is basically provided in that particular fashion. And also our batch size is like limited, okay? So the for this particular course, like, right, we are basically teaching a limited batch size of 10 people, only 10 people, okay? We will not take more than that, and so that every student getting a time from the Whale in a personalized way, right? So it's not like 50 people to 60 people, 80 people joining the batch. It's like, so these are our USP. We are providing a real world project experience, we are providing you the mentorship from the Whale, right? And it's tailored from the interview preparation perspective. And then it's not like a 100 student joining a batch, it's a 10 student batch, right? We will be making, and then we'll be teaching you, okay? All right. So this is about like our USP, right? And then all the sessions are recorded and then given to you for the lifetime access, so you can access the recording all the time, right? So there's no restriction for the recording. And then you can show like, so this is the summary, right? You can basically show 4 years of experience by doing the whole course curriculum. Then what will be taught, like as Vail already mentioned, we will be covering Glue, DynamoDB, Athena, Snowflake, Lambda function, Kinesis, Medallion architecture, Lakehouse architecture. We will be doing 3 projects, right? And after the course curriculum, we can do the Snowpark certification and also the AWS certified Azure Data Engineer Associate certification you can do. We will be basically like this course is capable enough to basically clear all this certificate, and also we will provide you the sample questions for this certificate. So sometimes like you need sample question to practice, the mock question to practice, we will provide you that. How much experience you can show 4 years of experience. The basic knowledge of SQL and Python is required to register for this particular course. The salary expectation is 30 LPA. So you can crack up to 30 LPA. Like many of our students has cracked like up to 30 LPA by doing this particular course curriculum. Now suppose somebody can say, Abhishek, I am already earning 30 LPA, right? So what I can do now, right? So sometimes like for you this is the starting point for you. You can basically start from this. So suppose if we make this course curriculum for 4 months, for 8 months, then it's like it will be like this is the first step for you, right? You can basically learn all the skill set and everything, and then after you learn all of this, we will help you with the second step, right? So this is the first step you can do if you are already earning 30 LPA. But the guys who are earning 7 LPA, 10 LPA, 15 LPA, 20 LPA can learn this particular course and crack for more package. Okay. The timing for this particular course curriculum will be like 7:30 p.m. IST. It will run for approx 2 months. The classes will happen except Wednesday and weekend. Every day a class will happen, and then we'll start the batch at on 10th of February, 7:30 p.m. IST will be the timing. Now, suppose somebody can say, Abhishek, I have a problem with this particular timing. Then you can also opt for the recording of this sessions, the live sessions, right? So you can opt for the recording only, and then you can attend the live sessions whenever you have a doubt, right? That also you can go for. Okay. So this is about the course curriculum and everything. As Vail has explained, we will cover up all of this, Glue, DynamoDB, Athena, Snowflake, Lambda, Kinesis, right? All of this will cover, and then we'll do 3 projects, right? So this is about the whole course curriculum and everything. Now, if you have any doubt related to that, you can ask me now. Otherwise, I will tell you the offers and the price for the course, right? Anybody has any question on this, you can ask me now and we'll.
Yeah, I think I have a doubt. I think 7:30 p.m. We usually have a call, so how can I manage?
Yeah. So suppose the 4 students or 5 students register for the course, and everybody says that, yeah, let's go for 8 p.m. So half an hour here and there time can be managed. 7:30 can be changed to 8 p.m. as we are not like dealing up with 50 to 60 students. So suppose if you say that, Abhishek, I want to register, but if you can make the time at 8 p.m., we are flexible to do that. Okay. So half an hour here and there we can manage that, and we will decide that based upon the like the finalized student. As I said that we are not basically taking like more than 10 students, right? And already we got 2 registrations. So based upon the finalized student, we will come up the common timing, and then we'll proceed with that particular timing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, guys. Anybody has any other question?
Abhishek, do you have any like EST friendly time zones? This is IST,
EST.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
they like usually these times will
It
be
will be a morning
having
time
like
for you, I think so, right?
yeah, usually like there'll be work right in the morning time.
So suppose
Usually
for
in the
you,
weekdays, right?
yeah. So generally our
In the
US
evening times,
students.
we have like
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. So suppose
Go ahead.
like if yeah, so generally the US people register for like attend our live classes and then go for their office, right? But if you have a problem with that, what you can do is you can also opt for the recording of the live session and then you can basically join some of the morning sessions to basically clear your doubts. This is what you can do, right? So that is the option which you can opt for if you have a
Okay.
problem with this
Okay.
particular timing. Okay.
Mhm.
And then for recorded sessions as well, you can probably check out the registration process over here. So here you have a recording thing as well, which you can offer and which is a less of a price than the live classes. Now let me go to the pricing model, right? So the whole original price is 20,000 rupees, and then the demo price for today it's 17,000 rupees. Okay, and I guarantee you that like with this particular course curriculum and also for the limited batch size, this is 10 people where you get a personalized assistance and then mock interview and everything. You will not get in this particular price anywhere in the market, right? And if you get it, we will give the whole course for free to you, right? You can show like if you are getting it limited batch size, interview preparation, everything in this particular price, we will give it for free. This is a like just open thing for everyone. Now the original price is 20,000 rupees. The demo price for today for 29th of like, and this is the last price we will give. And after this, you will not get in 17,000 rupees, right? So like this is the last price for the last price for this particular course, and then you need to pay 10,000 rupees only today, right? And then this is a registration link for that. You can pay in this particular link, right? And then we'll enroll you for this particular course. Once you enroll, we'll give you some sort of a learning material for 6-7 days. You can go through those learning material and then you can pre-prepare yourself before the batch starts. Okay. So now if you want to register for the course curriculum, like you can pay in this particular account, you can pay in this particular link, and then you can register for the course. Okay. But once you register for the course, we will send you the learning material and everything so that you can pre-prepare yourself. Okay. All right, guys. Now, anybody has any doubt on the registration process or in the course curriculum, you can probably ask. So, original price of the course is 20,000 rupees. The demo price is 70,000 rupees, right? And this is early bird discount. After this particular date, after 29th of this month, you'll not get the course in this particular price. So, please enroll for the course and then let us know. Okay. Anybody has any doubt on the registration process, you can ask me now.
So I see two prices, right? One is 20,000, which is live, and I also seen that you showed that 8 or 9,000, which is recorded session, right?
Yes.
Okay. So so recorded we can enroll for, and we can do on our own time, and the same
Yeah.
same
So
AWS data engineering
yes.
course.
So same AWS data engineering course, the syllabus wise, nothing is different. Everything is same. If you want to opt for the recording, you can opt for the recording. We will also clear the doubts in the recording session, right? So you can opt for the recording and then you can connect separately for the doubt session. The only thing which is not there in the recording is like you are not getting more of a interview help, right? So mock interview, those kind of a help is not there. In the live, you are connecting with us less, right? So suppose when you're connecting live, you're connecting with us daily you're connecting daily, you have a checkpoint that, yeah, I need to ask doubt, all of that. But in the recorded sessions, you can basically register and then you can get the recording of the live sessions, the current session which is going on, and then you can connect here and there for the doubt session. But the interview assistance kind of a thing won't be there. You can just learn in your own time, and then you can pay less price as well. So it's up to you which particular course you want to go for. You want to go for live training or you want to go for the recorded session. So if you have a problem with the time, I really suggest you go for the recording. And if you think you can attend the sessions live in this particular timing, I really suggest you go for the live sessions because that gives you more of a checkpoint, more of a schedule, right? And then you can learn.
Yeah. One question: when we are seeing recording, if any doubt, then we need to raise a request on this your portal, or how we
So
should?
once you enroll for the recording, we'll add you to a dedicated group in which Vale is present, I am present, and all the students are present who opted for recording. You can ask your doubt in that particular group, and if your doubts are not clear through the text message or through the clarification, then we will add you to a like after the live session, we have some sort of a doubt sessions as well, where we will add you, and then you can clarify your doubt if it is not cleared through some sort of like text message.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
All right, guys. And if you want to opt for the recording and directly like pay in the website and then opt for the recording, right? And then for the live session, this is the demo price and this is the like discount which we are giving you, and then you can enroll, right? Anybody has any doubt on anything, you can probably ask me or Will.
So the recording session as in the recent recording only, right? So from
Yeah, recent
February 10,
recording
the
will
live
give you the
session.
recording of the live session which is currently going on.
I mean, from the Feb 10th one, right?
Yeah,
The
from 10th
recording.
of February. So taught by Whale, currently going on sessions only we will give you.
Okay. Okay, got it. So whenever we want to attend that session, can we attend?
If you enroll for the live, so suppose if you
Okay.
want to attend the live training, you need to pay for the live session. If you pay for opted, you will not attend the live training. You can just connect for the doubt. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. But maybe we can talk and reschedule the
Yeah,
timings, right?
only
Either at
only
8:30
related to doubt you
or
can talk. Yes, you can talk.
no, if I up to live session, so maybe we can change the time here and there, like if at all, if
Yeah,
needed.
so half an hour here and there. Suppose after the finalized students, suppose the 10 students we are targeting, right? So after 10 students are saying that let's shift to 8 p.m. we can shift to 8 p.m. and somebody saying that let's shift to 6:30 we can shift to 6:30. So timing is proposed by us which is 7:30, but here and there shift we can do, like for the convenience of the student we can do that. All right, guys. Anybody has any other doubt?
Regarding those three project use cases, right? For that one,
Yeah.
it's like a business scenario, or it will be like a demo of taking one or two files and processing through that workflow.
Business scenario. Okay, like for example, you are going to see a sales retail company where they are doing a sales for sales reports for last 6 months or last 1 year. How do they do that? How they have data? So we'll mock the data. We are not going to use the data from production, or we're going to generate some mock data based on that, and then we are going to go through the scenarios, how the and we are going to build the data models, and then business scenario we're going to cover.
So there will be multiple files, and we'll create some like a structure.
Yeah,
then
it will be multiple files. There will be some data coming in
Okay.
from OLTP where dimension tables will be there and fact tables will be there. So we are going to join that into a structure and then form a aggregated data, and then we are going to use it.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So that Atlas is going to be used for the retail dashboard, sales summary dashboard we are going to use. That's a retail scenario. I said was the retail scenario. Like
Okay.
that, we may cover few scenarios, generic scenarios we are going to cover.
Okay, understood.
All right, guys. So if you want to register for the course curriculum, this is the best price which we can give you, and then you'll not get this particular price in overall in the market with this particular syllabus and also limited batch size. So please enroll for the course curriculum, right? And if you have any doubt, we are still here. Use the link below and use the link which I have sent in the chat, and then register for the course. Okay. All right, guys. Now,
For
if you have any
recording
still,
sessions, we'll get
yes.
project access, right?
Yes,
The
you will get the project
projects,
access. Yes, you will
all
get
those
the
three
project
projects.
access. Yes, you're right. You will get the project access. All right, guys. Anybody has another question?
So roughly you're planning to start in Feb 10, is it?
Sorry?
You are planning to start the session
10th of
from
February,
Feb 10th.
7:30 p.m. IST. Yes.
Okay. So this date is fixed one, right?
Yeah, this day is fixed. We'll start the session from 10th of February.
The timing is one, it will be confirmed based on the
Finalize student, but
preference.
suggested timing is 7:30 p.m. IST.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so the recorded sessions will be received immediately after the session on the days.
On
For
the day
example,
student,
if
yes.
on
Yeah.
the day. Okay.
So all the training is running on the portal itself directly in our website. Once the training is finished, after 10 to 15 minutes, you'll get the recording then and there itself.
Okay. And the group which you mentioned is a WhatsApp group for the
Yes, you're right.
clarifications.
Yes, you're right. It's a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So Abhishek, the class which we are having are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and
Friday.
Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, Abhishek, Varun, this said actually this timing is fixed or it can be changed because it is little bit odd for me, 7:30.
So what I suggest, guys, if you have any problem with the timing, register for the course curriculum now. Suppose if you say that 7 p.m., 8 p.m., what is the timing suitable for you? Like you
Yeah,
just
for
said.
for me, if it is morning, it is good, or after 9 or around, like it is good for me.
So after 9, we cannot do after 9, right? Because it's already late in India. What we can do is 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. And then we are yet to start a morning batch, right? So what we can suggest you right now, you can enroll for the recording. And once we start a live classes, we will shift you there and you can just pay the difference and we'll shift you there in the live classes. But after 9 p.m. is not possible for us, right? What we can do is 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. This is what we can do.
So usually for morning batch, what would be the timings if at all in future the first
So
time?
morning batch is around like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. will be the morning timing, IST.
So any idea
Okay, maybe
when
I
you're
can.
going to plan this start a new batch?
Next month, but it's tentative, right? It's not fixed, it's tentative, right? So what you can do right now, it's like you can register for the recording and then if it has started, we'll add you there, but you can learn from the recording right now, which is also a very favorable option. Many of our students are basically learning for the recording itself, and it's also a favorable option which you can opt for. And if you think about it, like you are clearing the doubts as well, the projects and everything is also there. So it's also a good option which you can opt for.
So how much we need to pay for recording session?
Yeah, so you can check out the prices in the website directly, right? So this is the price, 9,000 is the price for the recording, which is half of the price than the live. Okay. All
Okay.
right, guys. Anybody has any other doubt? Okay. If there is no doubt, please use the link below in the chat. In the chat which is I have given, and then register for the course. This particular offer is valid only for today, and after this, you'll not get the course in this particular price, right? So please register today if you want to enroll, and then once you enroll, we'll send you the learning material tomorrow so that you can prepare yourself, right? Thank you so much for joining the demo. See you around, right? So if you're registering for the course, see you around, like we'll meet and then we'll see you around, right? Thank you so much for joining the
One
demo.
last note actually, if we
Yeah,
enroll on recording the course, so will we get the access immediately? I mean, we'll
you
get
will
any.
get the access of the live sessions, right? Because we are teaching you very latest architecture, which is Snowflake based architecture. So we will give the recording of the live session, which starts from 10th of February. So we will not give you any recording now. We will give you the recording of the live session 10th of February. Once the live session is started, you'll get the recording after that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
So sorry, Abhishek, actually I was joined little bit late. So can you please what are the this price or difference? Just can you please
What
repeat this one time? This price
what
difference is
what price difference? Me, sorry.
this original price is 20,000,
So
29,000. I'm
original
not
price
getting.
is 20,000 rupees. If you check in the website, the price is 20,000 rupees. Today for the demo, we are giving an offer and then we are giving the course in 17,000 rupees. You need to pay 10,000 rupees only today. Rest you can pay once the batch starts. Once the batch
Okay,
starts, you can pay 7,000 rupees. And this is the link for the registration. Okay.
got it.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining the demo. I will also send the recording in the chat so that you can go through it once. And then once you want to enroll for the course curriculum, please register by using this particular link, right? Thank you so much for joining the demo. See you then. Bye.